What's up, Mixxedfit family? It's your girl, national trainer, corporate team member, Jessica Cannon, back with another video, okay? This week, I wanted to take the time out to speak to you guys about leveling up in your fitness career, okay? And giving you some pointers that I wish I had when I first started this journey 10 years ago, okay? If you've heard my story, then you know that I became a dance fitness instructor purely by accident. I didn't mean to do any of this, okay? I was kind of thrown into this. You know, when I first graduated college, I was a yoga instructor. I was a general manager at a yoga studio, and we hired a Zumba instructor. She was great, but we needed a backup, and we didn't have one, and you know, I ended up getting certified just so I could be a backup, and it kind of snowballed into a thing, and here I am. But although it's been a great journey, I wish I had some kind of guidance. I didn't know any fitness instructors, nobody around me. I didn't grow up with fitness instructors or going to the gym, so all of this was purely new to me. I was definitely learning as I was going, so hopefully a few of these tips can help you guys. If you're watching this and you feel like someone else could benefit, send them the link, okay? So let's get started. If you want to take some notes, take some notes. I got a few points here. I'm not going to make the video too long, but again, let's get into it. So my first point is understanding your role as a fitness instructor and what you're supposed to be doing, what it entails, okay? Being a dance fitness instructor is much more than getting in front of the crowd and dancing, okay? That's step number one, okay? You know, pretty easy, get up here and dance, right? But are you being effective? Are you being safe? Are you being inclusive? Those are some of the things that you should think of. Not, oh, this choreo bad, I like this, let me go and do this, and that's what it is. It's way more than that. People come to you to give them a good workout so that they can get results. That's why anybody works out, because they want to see results, okay? Safely and effectively. So understand that that's what you're supposed to be providing first and foremost in your role as a fitness instructor, okay? Understand your role, play your role, stay in your lane, okay? Number two, take care of yourself. This is a very physically demanding position. And you want to not only come in here and guide these people safely and effectively and inclusively, but you want to be able to do what you're asking them to do, whatever that is, okay? How you telling them high knees and you can't do high knees? How you telling them to do anything and you can't safely demonstrate? Now, if you're injured or something like that, that's different. But I'm talking about just flat out physical fitness. You need to be having your own fitness routine. You need to be training for this position. You don't just get here and, oh, I'm gonna use teaching as my workout. It doesn't work that way. You have to train like an athlete for this position. That's what you should be doing. And that entails keeping your endurance up, making sure that you have proper form, and keeping up on mobility and flexibility, things like that, to reduce your own injuries, because it's a lot of wear and tear. I wish I had have known the demand it would have on my body, but I quickly figured it out, okay? So take care of yourself, have your own exercise routine, try to eat as best as you can. I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect. Sometimes, you know, even if you are on a healthy regimen, you have a cheat meal here and there, it's all about moderation. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Again, stretching, eating well, sleeping well, and just trying to be overall prepared to do what you're supposed to do in the front of the classroom. All right? So the next point that I have, number 3, is sharpen your skills. When I first became an instructor, I knew nothing about cueing. I knew nothing about leading left, facing my people, facing away from my people. I just got in the front and I was in the mirror. I grew up as a dancer, so the mirror was a comfort zone for me. But I quickly figured out that I'm gonna be in certain situations where I'm not gonna have a mirror. And it's gonna be kind of awkward if I just have my back to my people the whole time. And I had to realize that I was using the mirror as a crutch, okay? When you turn around and face your people, you get that connection, you get a better opportunity to guide. Now, I swap back and forth. I'm not saying that you have to completely teach a class facing. I'm not saying that, whatever. But what I am saying is sharpen your skills enough to where you're able, okay? To where you can adapt in certain situations. So when I first began teaching, I would, again, use the mirror. And then one day, my class grew so big that they had to move us from the group exercise room to the basketball courts. And have you ever seen mirrors at the basketball court? Okay, so I get in there, got my back to the people, to 65 people, 70 people, and there was no way people could see me. People started walking out, because they couldn't follow me. Then I'm like, oh my God. I was so embarrassed. I was so just taken aback and feeling down on myself. But you know what? That situation made me go, look, I'm about to turn around and learn how to lead and cue on my left. Okay? So little things like that. And if you feel like you don't know where to start with that, in our community we have master educators and national trainers. That's what we are here for, not just trainings. If you feel like ongoing, even after, you've been in the game for a while, hit up any national trainer. I'm sure anybody in our organization will help you with cueing and any other things that you need. It's important to kind of get with somebody and, learn from people who have been in the game. That's what I did when I first got, certified. I was with my national trainer, studying, learning what I could, okay? So that's my suggestions to you. Do what you need to do to up your skills. And nobody knows like you what you need to work on, okay? You know what you need to work on, so try to be the best you can, right? All right, moving on to the next one. Avoid drama and gossip, okay? The best thing that you can do is to filter out things is to understand that drama and gossip does not help your people. It doesn't help you and it doesn't help your people. Simple as that. There's really no point for it. I suggest that you get to know people for yourself. Don't go off of anything based on what somebody else told you. Get to know people for yourself. Have your own stance. Have your own character. Have your own morals. Okay? I understand sometimes clicking happens. That's human nature sometimes. But be able to be strong on your own to make your own decisions. And again, you feel like something's going, like, oh, this might be drama, separate yourself. And it's not to say that you're above anybody or you're better. It's just there's really no purpose. It's not going to help you in any way. And once you understand that, really honestly understand that, it's easier to kind of be like, I don't want to be a part of that. Okay? I only want positivity. I only want things that are going to help me grow. So that's what I'm going to say about that. All right, moving right along. All right? Again, walk the walk. We're in the health and wellness industry. Okay? And we need to do things that cultivate health and wellness. And I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not. I cannot stress that enough. I am far from perfect. I eat, candy and I do my things. But like I mentioned before, moderation and balance is key. Okay? Do as much as you can to uphold the health and wellness standard. Okay? You want to live your life like that. You don't just want to be in health and wellness mode when you're in front of the class, okay? So, and again, the health and wellness, if you're into that, doing what you need to do, eat the way you need to eat, take vitamins if you need to, getting proper rest, proper hydration, taking care of yourself. If you're doing all of those things, it's gonna make your job that much more easier, okay? So really kind of learn about that and immerse yourself, and that comes from getting certifications and seeking out that knowledge, okay? It's okay not to know, but it's not okay to stay in the sector of not knowing. There's so much information out here. Just reach out and ask, okay? So, next, let's move right on. Competition does not exist, okay? Keep your eyes on your own paper. And the only reason you should be looking over here is if you see something that you admire about another instructor. And it should only be a positive, reaction. Like, hey, I like the way she cued that. Or I like the way she does that move, or he. I like the way they do this. I like the way they put a playlist together. I like their music. It should only be positivity. It should only inspire. You should never compare yourself to the next instructor, okay? And like I said, it should inspire you to be better if you look at someone and you like what they got going on. It should never make you feel bad about yourself. It should be like, hey, I like the way they cue. Maybe that's gonna be something that I incorporate into my routine. When I was coming up in Mixxedfit, again, I knew nothing about cueing, any of that. I had musicality because I danced as, a child, but I knew nothing about leading a class or, doing things like that. So I saw different national trainers and instructors that were around me. And when they would do things I liked, I would jot that down and see how I can twist that and make it mine and make it work for me, okay? I never got down on myself. Oh, well, I'm not as good as her. Well, I'm not as good as him. I never got down on myself, okay? Don't do that, because that discouragement kind of stifles you because you're not focused on what you're supposed to be focused on, okay? You were exposed to that for a reason, and that's what you need to understand. You see something that you like, and you see somebody that has excelled in a skill that you know that you need, take notes or simply ask them, okay? No need to feel a negative way about yourself. Just be open and willing to learn. Yes, yes. All right, we're getting through these, guys. Only got a couple more. So, next, understand people, okay? As much as you can. And I know we're not mind readers, okay? We're not doctors. We're not psychologists. But it's important because you're exposed to so many people to kind of try to understand who your audience is and kind of understand what people are looking for. So that comes from speaking to your people. Again, the being people inspired aspect of Mixxedfit, staying later after the class, talking to people. You get a lot of information by just having a casual conversation and being interested instead of interesting. Someone said that to me one time. Be interested in other people. Don't be interesting. That's not your time. As an instructor, you want to know what other people are facing, what they're feeling, especially when it comes to their fitness journey. That way you can serve better, okay? So always be observant, always be an ear, always, be willing to take a step back and kind of look at the whole picture and being like, okay, how can I use my skills to help here? All right, again, we're not doctors, we're not psychologists, but again, you can learn a lot from just having a simple conversation and connection and understand people's why and why they set foot in your classroom and what they're looking for, again, so you can better serve them. That's our role, is to serve, okay? All right, and our last point here. Don't forget why you got into being a fitness instructor, whether it's Mixxedfit or any other format out there. Never forget why you went to that 8-hour training and you sat there, okay? Sat there for 8 hours. You did what you needed to do to get that license, that certificate. Don't forget why you did that. Because it's hard work to go through, any certification out there. It's hard work, it's a lot of effort. And you don't just do that for nothing, okay? So you really gotta understand why you're getting into this, and when it gets hard, because it will, because that's life. Life is ebbs and flows, right? You gotta remember why you got into this, and that has to be the forefront. That has to be, your motivation to keep going, to keep inspiring, to keep being inspired by others, okay? So, again, never forget why you do this and how you feel after you teach a class and how much better. I mean, for me, this is a source of stress management. Sorry, hold on. And then for me, this is a source of stress management, mental health. Again, it's not my main source of physical activity, but it does help me to stay in shape. But I mostly do this for endorphins and to help people. Those are my whys. And when I think about, in the past, I thought about quitting, whatever, or this is hard, all the things, right? I notice, okay, why did I get into this? I got into this so I can feel good and I can help people. And when I remind myself of that, I'm like, all right, well, let's go, let's do this. So those are a few pointers that, again, I wish I had when I started this journey. I hope that you enjoyed the talk, and I love to do more in the future. I hope this helps. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.